What's up guys, Vlad here. Check out this dope keyboard from XPG. It's the Summoner RGB keyboard with Cherry MX silver switches. Let's check out what's in the box first. The keyboard itself, of course, gorgeous gunmetal grey color with black keycaps, and above all, it's RGB lit, floating style switches. You get these replacement keycaps for WASD and arrow keys and a keycap puller, which I do not recommend as I am not a fan of plastic ones, but something like this one, much easier to pull and it will not scratch the keycaps. Okay, moving on, we have a user manual. It contains some info on how to activate RGB, some functions, and how to reset a keyboard, and something that you do not get that often with keyboards, a magnetic wrist rest which is buttery soft to the touch. The keyboard itself is a full-size one, meaning it has all 104 keys with an addition of a dedicated mute button and a scroll wheel for volume, which is so addictive to play with, by the way. The design is floating type for a better RGB glow. This in practice means that switches are directly mounted on a plate without any plastic borders and such, hence the name floating. Regarding the switches it comes with, they are the original Cherry MX red, blue or silver switches like I have here. These are linear switches, so no tactile feedback whatsoever, they are smooth and have a shorter actuation point than red ones. So the switch can be activated with less travel distance needed, which in this case is 1.2 mm until the key press is registered, and it has a total travel distance of 3.4 mm. The force required to register a key press is 45 grams. Housing of the switch is translucent, so the RGB lights can shine better through them. Regarding the stabilizers, they are Cherry style ones, not Co-Star, which I welcome, as these are much easier to work with and also do a modification if necessary. And it's needed on this keyboard. I'll explain the complete process in my future video as I am preparing one on how to lube the switches and modify stabilizers. This is done to avoid this noise that they generate when you press a spacebar, for example. You can hear them rattle. Literally, just injecting a tiny amount of Krytox 205 grade 0 or dielectric grease in the stabilizer would stop this rattle noise by some 70%. Additional mods will remove this completely, and I will do this to this keyboard as it deserves to have non-rattling stabilizers. Since the plate is made out of solid piece of aluminum, the edges are a bit sharper, so watch as you can cut yourself on these ones. It's a part of the design and I get this, but just a little amount of beveled edges would have been much better. Regarding the unwanted pinging noise that can be heard on some keyboards, this one has none. This noise is actually generated by the spring in the switch itself if you release the switch at once. But since it has Cherry MX ones, they tend to use higher quality material, hence no unwanted noises. If this was to ping lubricating, the switches would solve this. Actually, they can be lubed regardless for a better sound and feel while typing. Keycaps here are ABS with laser-edged legends, so the light can shine through them. They're not bad, but of course you can always change them with PBT ones if you wish. Below the keyboard we have rubber feet on each corner and in the middle also, and also feet for additional incline of the keyboard, and these are also rubberized for better grip to your desk. The dimensions of this keyboard are 449 mm by 135 mm with 44 mm at the tallest point. What is cool about this keyboard is that it has a USB pass-through, so here on the back of the keyboard you get one USB port, which is so handy for flash drives or if you want to connect a mouse here perhaps. But for this to be possible we have this gigantic thick USB cable that is not detachable, which at the end has two USB plugs. One is for the keyboard itself, the other one is for that USB pass-through. Regarding additional function keys, it's slim in this regard. F1 through F5 are your profile keys, so you can create a set of macros to be used with this keyboard and then map to your profile to one of these keys. F6 is a gaming key which is toggled with function key combo and it will also lock your Windows key. Notification light will shine with this gamepad logo on it to let you know that you are in the gaming mode. Other than that, we have a set of 3 to 4 media keys and that's it. I already mentioned a dedicated mute button and a volume wheel, which are more than okay if you ask me. I don't like having so many media keys anyway, so for me the mute and volume wheel are the perfect combo. The RGB on it has several presets, which can be toggled with function plus arrow keys, so up and down are used for brightness or completely turning it off, and function plus left or right arrows are used to cycle between several predefined presets. Lights are not too bright and yet not too dim, so it's clearly visible during the day and yet not intrusive at all at night. Lights and various functions can be controlled using the XPG Prime software, so if you have any other peripheral from XPG you can also control other devices with it as well. For example, here I have an XPG primer mouse and the software recognizes both of them and both of them can be controlled separately, of course. Of course, here is the inevitable sound test and you can judge what you get out of the box with this keyboard. So from this I think you can all agree with me that the sound from the keys are pleasant. The only drawback is a rattling spacebar, actually the stabilizers. As I said, just a little dab of dielectric grease inserted into the plastic part of the stabilizer would solve this completely. Other than that, this is a solidly built keyboard priced at $129 US. Now this price may be a bit steep to you, but bear in mind this is because it uses original Cherry MX switches. They are still considered to be the best. I mean, come on, they started all this. You're not only getting great switches, you are getting detachable magnetic wrist rest, which is super comfortable, USB pass-through on the back and of course RGB lighting. What I myself find here as a negative point are the rattly stabilizers, but that is an easy fix as there is no perfect keyboard out there. Other than that, non-detachable cable might be a bummer for some. I mean, it's easier to clean your desk perhaps if it could have been removable. As always, stay tuned for more videos. In the next video I am reviewing the XPG primer mouse. Subscribe to the channel and don't forget that little bell. Also huge thanks goes to XPG for sending this cool stuff. See you guys in the next one.